We stand at long last at the ultimate stage of Sebastian Bach's systematic climb up the chromatic gamut, beginning at Do and ending at T, with all the major and minor possibilities covered, and thus, I suppose you could say, setting the stage in a leading tone kind of way for the second part of this monumental collection, composed 2 decades after the volume I'm completing with this video. I will, of course, continue with Part 2, but only after a detour through the same composer's 4 extant orchestral suites. I need the respite. All this unrelenting polyphony, engaging and intriguing as it always is, and moving as it often is also a little exhausting. I hope you'll enjoy with me the more melodious fare I'll be serving up for a while. When thinking of noteworthy compositions established on pitch class B, it's the minor mode that's usually in view, with Bach's B minor Mass being the work that comes immediately to most musicians' minds. And with Schubert's Unfinished Symphony, Dvorak's Cello Concerto, Brahms's Clarinet Quintet, Liszt's B minor Sonata, Borodin's Second Symphony, and Tchaikovsky's Pathétique also in the running, all set in the minor mode on B. B minor may well have had a special kind of pull on Bach's sensibilities, something about its sound suggesting the monumental, certainly reflected in that Mass setting that is the summa of his sacred music. And that's also what we get here, even if for no other reason than the fact that these are the Preludes and Fugues that furnish the capstone for Bach's 1722 publication. The B major prelude is simply bewitching, its leisurely unfolding handled in such a way as to generate an uninterrupted flow of semiquavers, adroitly passed around quite democratically amongst 3 clearly defined voices. The sunny demeanor of this prelude continues with the fugue, whose melodious subject is harmonically closed. It might well occur to you as you hear it that such a subject would lend itself readily to treatment by inversion, and you'd be right. There are 2 expositions, the expected one at the beginning and another near the end, that modulates freely and includes the aforementioned inversions. All of the material used in the developmental passages is derived from the subject itself, and the counter-subject spun off the subject at its first answer and used freely throughout the fugue. A high degree of contrapuntal intensity is maintained throughout, and the ending is summary and deeply gratifying. Once the mode shifts, we are in the presence of the awesome, in the best sense of that word. Bach opens this chapter with a prelude in 2 repeated strains, quite unlike anything else in Book 1. A steadily walking bass line provides the foundation for an intimate, imitative interplay between the 2 right-hand voices, an interplay that for long passages involves a suspension on every first and third beat. The harmony unfolds slowly and steadily, sending out modulatory tendrils that wend their way back and strike out again in a continuous cycle of waxing and waning. And in the approach to the climax, Bach gives us a foreshadowing of the extreme chromaticism of the fugue which is to follow. The fugue's chromaticism is resident in its subject, which is also unlike anything we've seen before, a subject as colorful as that of Beethoven's Grosse Fuge, yielding a phenomenally dissonant fugue. And for all its dissonance, I love it deeply. It is earnest music, music that dashes expectations and raises new ones, now wending, now pummeling its way through its long and fraught course to a glorious Picardy conclusion. I don't know what more to say about it. It leaves me breathless. The pianist is Tatiana Nikolaeva, whose beautiful recordings will also accompany us on our journey through Part 2 of this most stupendous collection of preludes and fugues ever assembled.